Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? Wanchaka Radio. Be flamboyant.
Good evening, and here are the major stories for today. The Third Mainland Bridge has been reopened 3 days after it was temporarily closed for investigative maintenance tests. The bridge was reopened this Sunday, hours after the Lagos State government revealed in a statement that it would be open for use ahead of schedule. In a tweet, the Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, thanked the people of the state for their cooperation while the closure lasted. The state government, in collaboration with the federal government, had temporarily shut the bridge for the test, with the closure initially scheduled to last from midnight of Thursday, August 23, till midnight of Sunday, August 26. It was, however, reopened today at 5 p.m. The Osun State Police Command has said it has arrested officers of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS, who allegedly shot a 30-year-old resident of Iwo in the state, Tunde Nofio. The police commissioner in that state, Femion Adeoye, made this known in a release issued this weekend by the public relations officer of the command, Folashade Odoro. The release stated that 31 out of the residents who went on rampage to protest the killing of Nofio were arrested for allegedly touching the area commander's office in the town. Also, the police has promised to investigate the matter and punish the erring officer. The All Progressives Congress has won all the 27 chairmanship seats in the just concluded local government elections in Imo State. Chairman of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Ethelbert Ebebuchi, revealed this to newsmen this Sunday in Owerri. Ebebuchi disclosed the development while announcing the results of the elections at the ICEC headquarters. The polls conducted by the electoral body on Saturday were the first in the state in the last 7 years. And the federal government has kicked off the rehabilitation of the 122-kilometer Mayo Belwa Jadaganye Tongo Road in Damawa State, which will cost about 22.7 billion naira. Minister of Power, Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola disclosed this in a statement issued by Director of Information in the Ministry, Theodore Ogaziechi. Fashola was represented by Mustafa Shehiru, Minister of State 1 in the Ministry at the occasion, marking the commencement of the project. He said the road was due for rehabilitation. He said the road, constructed in 1999, was currently in a very deplorable state with several failed sections, potholes, alligator cracks, depressions and washouts at the edges. The minister added that the road was also an important economic route linking major farming communities of Mararaba, Jamtari, Jeda, Dashin, Gaye, Tongo and neighboring Taraba State. He said the project, expected to be completed in 36 months, would involve the reconstruction of the 102-kilometer road with 7.3-meter carriageway width and 2.75-meter shoulders. In international news, Emmerson Mnangagwa has vowed a brighter tomorrow for Zimbabwe after being sworn in as president. He has also announced an inquiry into the death of 6 people in clashes between the army and the opposition supporters after the July vote, describing the violence as unacceptable. The opposition MDC alliance continues to reject the results despite a court ruling on Friday upholding it. July's poll was the first since veteran leader Robert Mugabe was ousted. Tributes from former U.S. presidents and across the political spectrum have continued to pour in for Republican Senator John McCain, who died on Saturday at the age of 81. Barack Obama, who beat him to the White House in 2008, said they had shared quote, a fidelity to something higher. George W. Bush also described him as, quote, a patriot of the highest order. U.S. President Donald Trump, whom McCain had strongly criticized, tweeted his deepest sympathies to the McCain family, but did not comment on his life, while wife of the president, Melania Trump, thanked the late senator for his service to the nation. McCain was diagnosed with an aggressive brain tumor in July last year and had been undergoing treatment, but on Friday, his family announced he had decided to discontinue the treatment. A statement from his office on Saturday said he had died in Arizona, surrounded by family members, just as a family statement said he would lie in state in Phoenix, Arizona, and in Washington, D.C., before a funeral at the Washington National Cathedral and his burial in Annapolis, Maryland. In the meantime, sources quoted by U.S. media say President Trump will not be invited to the funeral, and the current administration will probably be represented by Vice President Mike Pence. Former President Obama and George W. Bush are expected to give eulogies at the event. Pope Francis is ending a 2-day visit to the Republic of Ireland by celebrating a Mass at Dublin's Phoenix Park. The Pope asked for forgiveness for the abuses in Ireland, abuses of power, conscience and sexual abuses perpetrated by church leaders. Earlier he said no one could fail to be moved by stories of those who suffered abuse, were robbed of their innocence and left scarred by painful memories, and reiterated his wish to see justice served. Huge crowds reportedly flocked to Phoenix Park for the Mass to close the World Meeting of Families, a global Catholic gathering that is held every 3 years. The Vatican has estimated that about 300,000 people attended the event, which ends the first papal visit to Ireland in 39 years. And the leader of the Islamic State group in Afghanistan was killed in an airstrike on Saturday, as Afghan officials have confirmed. Abu Sahad Arabi and 10 other members are said to have died in an operation in the eastern province of Nangarhar, near the border with Pakistan. He is the fourth Afghan leader of the group to be killed in recent years. The National Directorate of Security in Kabul said the strikes that killed Arabi were part of a joint air and ground operation conducted alongside US-led coalition forces. In entertainment, the family of the late US musician Prince is suing his doctor, alleging he failed to properly treat the singer for an opioid addiction. Reports say a lawsuit filed in Minnesota claims the failures by Dr. Michael Schellenberg played a substantial part in the musician's death. Earlier this year, prosecutors said no criminal charges will be brought over Prince's death, but the family's lawsuit filed in Hennepin County District Court on Friday alleges that Dr. Schellenberg's actions had played a part. Prince died in 2016 at the age of 57 from an accidental overdose of the painkiller fentanyl, a powerful opioid, and Dr. Schellenberg has denied any wrongdoing. In sports, Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel has beaten title rivals Lewis Hamilton in the Belgian Grand Prix to cut his lead to 17 points. Vettel passed Hamilton on the first lap just in time before his safety car was deployed following a multi-car crash at the first corner, and dominated thereafter. Fernando Alonso, Nico Hülkenberg and Charles Leclerc were uninjured after the German rammed Alonso's McLaren and launched it over Leclerc's Sauber. In football, Everton defender Michael Caine suffered a hairline fracture of his skull during Saturday's draw at Bournemouth. The England centre-back clashed heads with teammate Idrissa Gueye in injury time and was taken to hospital after 6 minutes of treatment on the pitch. An Everton statement said although he suffered no other complications, the player must avoid head contact for 3 to 4 weeks. The defender had earlier scored to put the Toffees 2-0 up in their Premier League match at the Vitality Stadium before the Cherries fought back to earn a point. Watford manager Javi Gracia says his side has achieved, quote, something massive after beating Crystal Palace 2-1 to win its opening 3 games of the season for the first time in the top flight history. The Hornets maintained their perfect start in the Premier League to move behind Liverpool at the top of the table on goal difference. Roberto Pereira scored his 3rd goal in as many games before Jose Halabaz added a seemingly unintentional 2nd goal from outside the area in a resurgent second-half display. Addressing a post-match conference, Gracia said there is no secret. The most important thing is to work hard, and the players have been rewarded for all of their outstanding work from the pre-season. In other matches played today, Chelsea beat Newcastle 2-1, while Burnley lost to Fulham by 2-4. Those are the major stories for today. I am Binta Bhadmus.
Why be ordinary when you can be flamboyant? One Checker Radio. Be flamboyant.